Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be all about my current skincare essentials. So many of you have asked me over and over for more videos on the topic of skincare. So being that I have very recently, like in the last 3 to 4 weeks, discovered some products that have made dramatic changes in my skin, I thought this would be a perfect time to do a video like this, to share with you what I've been using, what's made the biggest difference, and also update you on a couple of products that I've talked about in the past that a lot of you have been curious to hear if I'm still using it, if I'm still liking it. So if you're interested in seeing what my current skincare essentials are, then please keep on watching. So almost exactly 3 weeks ago, I was in Mexico and I stopped into this pharmacy because I needed some ointment for some bites I had gotten when I was doing the swimming with the dolphins thing that morning. So I needed like an anti-itch ointment because they were driving me crazy. So then behind the woman checking me out, I saw all of the retinols and the different prescriptions. And I know some people probably don't agree with this because they think it might be, questionable to buy there. But I've known a lot of friends that have purchased their prescriptions overseas, like their Retinas and like just, whatever, vitamins or medications that they're taking. They'll buy it when they're in Europe, or they'll buy it in Mexico, or I had some friends when we were in Costa Rica, bought some stuff there. So whether you are okay with this or not, I felt like I was okay with it. So I was talking to the woman in the pharmacy this as best as I could because I don't speak Spanish. I had used Retina a long time ago, and I just never felt like it did anything for me. I never really noticed any changes as far as like my breakouts because it was prescribed to me when I was in my 20s for acne. So I never really needed it for like fine lines or anything like that. But I know a lot of women use it, use retinols as they get older to help prevent fine lines or to also help diminish the appearance of fine lines. So long story short, it never really worked for me. I would use retinols in different forms, but never specifically Retin-A. And what I purchased there was actually something called Retina Forte. Now what this is, it's a combination of 0.025 retinol and 1% clindamycin. Now clindamycin I had also used way back, even when I was a teenager. I used something called Cleocin T. I remember my dermatologist gave me something like in a roller ball, and it was called Cleocin T, and you would put it through your T-zone. And also, it never did anything for me. I really struggled with acne as a teenager. If you're new to my channel, if this is the first video of mine you're watching, I have very oily, acne-prone skin. So, I still break out, and I still, now that I am over 40, I am starting to battle the fine lines. I'm very lucky. Having oily skin really helps you to keep your skin emollient. I definitely get less fine lines. Again, if you're new to my channel, you might be looking at me thinking, like a lot of others have said before, oh, she must do a lot of Botox and filler, and I do not. I have no Botox in my forehead. I have no filler in my cheeks. I have no filler in I am just lucky in that regard that my skin, I don't know, I use lucky, unlucky, very oily, acne prone my whole life, and also just really good genetics. My mom, my grandmas, both look fantastic for their ages. So anyway, that's a whole other video. I am going to do a video all about plastic surgery and things like that. But moving forward, this product in the last 3 weeks has made such a difference in the texture of my skin. Yes, it's dried it out a little bit, and I'm going to get to what I've been using along with this to help combat the dryness, but my pores are so much more refined. My skin, the texture feels so much smoother, and I'm going to be putting in, probably right now, after I finish the sentence, a little video of my skin with nothing on it. I filmed it this morning with my little twisty turban after I wash. It's what I use after I wash my hair. My bare skin using my iPhone. So you can definitely see what my skin looks like. No filters, no nothing. So here is that video. So once again, that was just me in my bathroom in natural lighting using the iPhone right after I got out of the shower. My skin is pretty even. Yes, I still have marks from old breakouts. Eventually, I might try something like a laser or different types of peels that could help get rid of some of those old marks, but for now, I'm continuing to use this. Now, the only thing is, when I went to look this up, this Retina Forte, it's not available here. It is not available in the United States. But in doing some more digging around, I have since learned that here in the United States, it is similar to something called Ziana, Z-I-A-N-A, which is also a retinol and clindamycin. So when I'm done with this, unless somebody in Mexico wants to send me some more, I'm gonna have to try the Ziana and see if that has the same results. But so far, so amazing with this. Now I know I've spent a lot of time talking about this, and I did mention that it did dry me out a little bit. So now I'm gonna show you the other skincare that I'm using. So I use this at night after I wash my face. And what I've been using to wash my face for the last several weeks has been this L'Oreal Pure Clay Cleanser. It is exfoliating and refining clay to mousse, removes everyday impurities with 3 pure clays and red algae. And this one gets rid of dirt, oil, pollution. You know, there were a couple of them that you could choose from when I was at the drugstore and I spotted all these different pure clay items. I chose this one because that's basically what I need. My skin needs a lot of exfoliation. Oily skin, it tends to be a thicker skin, and it does need, and as you get older, your skin, your cells don't turn over nearly as often. So you really need to use exfoliating products, not too often because that can be counterproductive. You can end up with more oils. But anyway, the exfoliation and the refining of the pores, that's what I was looking for. And to my surprise, this removed my makeup so well. I couldn't believe it. I'm gonna be showing you another cleanser in a second that I'm kind of switching off with this, but it's a terrible makeup remover. This one is an awesome makeup remover, and I love how soft my skin feels when I use this. So this is my nighttime cleanser. Once in a while, I'll still use a makeup wipe, and I do use a separate eye makeup remover, but I use this to take off all my makeup, and then I'll wait like a minute or two, and then I will put on the Retina Forte. So because the combination of those two skincare items can be very, very drying, I like to alternate cleansing with something that is more mild, and that is this Glossier Milky Jelly Cleanser Conditioning Face Wash. I always get a little concerned with creamy cleansers that aren't geared for oily, acne-prone skin. I always feel like they're gonna break me out, but this one has not. It just leaves my skin feeling very soft. It's a great morning cleanser when you're not trying to rinse off any makeup. Now, in their advertisements, they show this taking off every little bit of heavy duty makeup, like on their Instagram, and no, that was not the case for me. It was actually pretty horrible at removing makeup. But for just an overall cleansing, getting the oils off my skin, leaving my face feeling hydrated, this was definitely great for that. And I love that it's cruelty free, and I love that it has a pump. So far you have seen 3 of my essential skincare items. The 4th item is this Estee Lauder Daywear Advanced Multi-Protection Antioxidant Lotion Broad Spectrum SPF 15. Now this is the one I'm currently using, but in the winter time, I was using the cream. I said a couple of videos back that I had purchased this at the Estee Lauder outlet store, so I don't believe this is available, but they do have something similar to this. Both of these have an SPF 15, and you might be thinking that's not a lot of sunscreen. Don't you need like a 30 or a 35? And yes, I feel like the combination of this and the foundation that I use, which usually has like either a 15 or a 20 in it, is enough, because in the summertime here in Las Vegas, I stay indoors as much as humanly possible. When I am outside, I use, and I don't know what happened to my bottle. I must have misplaced it in one of my trips, but it is the Neutrogena Oil-Free SPF 35 Moisturizer. You can get it for $11 to $12 at Target or Walgreens, and that is what I use before I'm going out, like on a boat, or if I'm going even out by my pool. I never lay out in the sun. Never, ever, ever. But you do get exposed just from going in and out of your car, or just being outside for any length of time. So when that's the case, I will always start with that moisturizer. But I've also recently received a sample of the Murad. It's the Perfecting Blur. I should have brought it down with me. I got a little sample from Sephora, and that also has an SPF 30. So that one's pretty expensive for the full size. I think it was 65. So I'm just gonna continue to use that sample. Not sure if I'll purchase the full size bottle, but it's a great primer. Plus it provides SPF 30. So it's definitely something good to consider. So I wanna quickly address toners because I know someone's gonna ask me, do you use a toner? No, I've just never gotten into toners. It's a step that some people swear by. I personally do not. I go right from cleansing to a serum and then a moisturizer, or I go in the morning, from cleansing to a sunscreen or a primer / moisturizer and then my foundation. I just don't do the extra step. Well, let me add, lately I've gotten much better about using eye cream morning and night as well. But that's it. I do not add the step of using a toner. That is everybody's personal preference. Once again, for me, I choose not to do it. So if you had asked me maybe 2 or 3 years ago, would I say an eye cream is essential? I probably would have said yes, but it would have been hypocritical of me because I wasn't really using one like I should have. But in the last couple of years, my skin has definitely changed. I am noticing more fine lines around the eyes, drier skin underneath the eyes, so I have finally gotten into using an eye cream. And my current favorites are, for daytime, I use the MAC Mineralized Charged Water. I like this one because it just does a good job. It's not crazy expensive. It hydrates the under eye area without messing with anything I put on top of it, like concealers or powder. It just does the trick, and it's just, it's nothing fancy, but it works. And then for nighttime, I'm using the Clinique Repair Wear Laser Focus Wrinkle Correcting Eye Cream. And this is okay. Many of you have given me, I talked about this in a video a couple months ago, and a lot of you gave me recs for eye creams that you're loving. So I definitely have a list somewhere. I remember I wrote down a bunch of them that you guys recommended, but I do like this one. I do find that it's also very hydrating. Once again, I'm lucky that I don't have a lot of lines around my eyes just yet. I mean, I definitely have them. When I was on the cruise just a few weeks ago, I did go and get a massage. And of course, their job is to try to sell you some products. So at the end of the massage, no, actually it was at the beginning of the massage, she gives you like this little consultation, and she looked at me and she goes, well, you have those lines around your eyes. And I'm like, what? Like, I didn't think that I had lines that were that noticeable around my eyes. I think she was just trying to sell me something. But I mean, no, she's right. I have some fine lines. I mean, for God's sakes, I'm 44 years old. Of course I have some fine lines around my eyes. So I find that this really helps. Maybe it's not helping enough because she noticed my lines. But regardless, I still like this eye cream, and an eye cream is essential to anyone, especially if you're over 35. It is really essential to your skincare regimen, incorporating a good eye cream. Because this video is supposed to be my essentials, I'm not gonna go into all of the other things that I sometimes use. I'll just mention them real quickly, and I've mentioned them in other videos before, but because I'm using this retinol now that is a little bit drying, I've kind of set them aside for a little bit. One of those things being the Philosophy Clear Days Ahead pads that I've talked about. I really like these for exfoliation, but I feel like the combination of this with the retinol is really gonna dry my skin out. So I've kind of set this aside for now. Then I've always loved this Glam Glow Super Mud Clearing Treatment Mask. I'm still gonna use this one. I haven't used it since I started this other system, this other routine, but I am gonna start using this. I just really haven't had issues with breakouts really at all in the last 3 weeks, but who knows? The time of the month is coming, so we'll see what happens then. And maybe I'll use this as a spot treatment because I tend to get like big breakouts around my jawline at that time of the month. So we'll see what happens, but yeah, this is another product, if you are prone to breakouts, I've talked about before, that I really, really love. And then for my lips, this is a product that I was sent a really, really long time ago, like probably over a year ago, that I, for some reason, just never talked about in any of my videos. It was so nice of them to send it to me, and they probably wanted me to talk about it, but I never have, but now I am. So it is the Kaplan MD, wait a second, what is this called? It is called the Kaplan MD Perfect Pout. And it is this jar of like exfoliant and then this lip balm. So what you do is you take a little bit of this and rub it on your lips. You leave it on for, I think it said like 2 or 3 minutes. It smooths and plumps the lip contour, replenishes hydration, and protects against sun damage. It has 22 organic extracts, I can't even pronounce what this is, papaya enzymes, and 2 types of hyaluronic acid. So you put this on, leave it on for a few minutes. Oh, step-by-step is right on the back. So yeah, 3 minutes, wipe it off with a cloth, and then apply the lip balm. And I have to say that it makes your lips so smooth, hydrated, plumped. So this is something that I don't know why I never talked about it. I use it, I love it, and I think it's worth looking into. I want to update you on the La Prairie Line Interception Power Duo. I did a video on this maybe four months or so ago now, 3 to 4 months. It was a sponsored video, and I did mention in the video that I had a lot of back and forth with La Prairie. I was so excited that they reached out to me because like I said in the video, I sold La Prairie in the past, and I saw the results that people would get from this line, and it was absolutely amazing. So when they reached out to little old me to do a video on their latest product, I was so excited. But I did tell them that there was no way I was going to put out a video claiming to love a product and claiming that it worked amazing, you know, just amazing and was totally worth the money after only using it for like 10 days, because that's about the window of time that they gave me to do the video. Now, some of you who are familiar with how YouTube works are probably like, your eyes are probably bulging out of your head thinking, Risa, don't, you're never gonna get another sponsorship from them again. Well, what can I do? I mean, I have to be honest with you guys. I've told you that over and over, and I stand by what I said in that original video, which was a first impressions video in the amount of time that they gave me. I did notice, you know, my skin looking better. And this is a $350 cream. It is a day cream, it is a night cream, and a broad spectrum sunscreen with an SPF of 30. I love the dual chambers. I did say in that video that I hated the fragrance. Fragrance is just not for me in skincare. But I did feel like it was, you know, it was doing something. My skin tone was improving. The thing is that I don't have a ton of lines to see if this is really like a full benefit product. I think if I had some lines, and again, this isn't, I don't not have lines because of Botox. Just FYI, if I put Botox in my forehead, everybody had warned me, everybody that I've ever talked to about Botox had warned me, because I'm starting to get some like right here under my brows from raising and lowering, that if I put Botox in my forehead, it would lower my brow even more. And I already have hooded eyes, so I do not need them to be any lowered. So no Botox in the forehead. But if I was someone who had lines in the forehead, or more prominent, maybe like on the cheeks or around the eyes, this would be a great product. So I can't say personally that I would recommend this, that I would go out and buy it. And I've said this from the very start of my channel. I will never show you guys something that I would not go spend my own money on to repurchase. So again, $350. Aside from the fact that it's not in my budget, even though, you know, for a day cream, a night cream, and a sunscreen, it's not horribly bad, shelling out that amount of money at one time is just, I just don't think I could do it. And being that I have found other things that I think work well for me, why would I? So there are other YouTubers out there that are in the same age group as me that, you know, they can afford this, no problem. They're buying Chanel bags, they're buying this. I'm not poor, but that's just not something that I'm gonna go do. That's just not something, I have 2 kids going to college soon. Well, 1 going to college soon. 1 I've got a few more years, but still, it's just not what I'm gonna do. So yeah, those of you who wanted an update on this, I think it's a nice product, but it is not something that I am going to say, wow, you absolutely should run out and purchase. So there you have it. Those are my skincare must-haves, my essentials for cleansing, moisturizing, treatment, eyes. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you found it helpful. I hope that answers a lot of questions that you might have had about what I use personally and how I have gotten some improvement in my skin in the last short period of time, because some of you have noticed, I have had comments saying, are you doing something different? Your skin looks so much better. I mean, luckily no one's ever come out and told me in the comments, you know, your skin looks like crap. Although actually recently somebody did in one of my other videos. They said, your pores with like question. It was an older video, and the way they wrote the comment was kind of nasty. But yeah, I have large pores. I've always said that. I'm working on it. So aside from that, you guys have all been really, really nice, and I'm glad that you have noticed the improvement in my skin that I have. So please give the video a thumbs up if you did enjoy it, and subscribe. And you can also follow me on my other social media. I have Twitter, I have Instagram, of course, Snapchat, and all of those things are Risa Does Makeup. And thank you guys so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you in my next video.